can't comment on that. That's a decision for the management. I think that might be to encourage more players to register, by the way.
No,
No, it was a mistake in the
definitely
structure.
can't be because the structure apparently was.
It was published incorrectly.
Yeah.
I saw Mark.
Still, it's like.
Well, you
It's
should
like
never be able
if
to
you get down
verify
three
big-
cards, if you get down 3 cards on the button and there's action, the hand stands. It's kind of like that.
I hear what you're saying.
It's wrong, but it shouldn't be done.
Okay, I'm going to go back into my little hole and do some commentary. Just a reminder, Mr. Ahmed Karim, about telephones on the table.
You moved to which
You all know the
spots are you
rules, I'm
gonna
not
use
going to
now?
repeat them. And they do
I'll
you again,
put my cards in C2.
Okay, Michael's gonna put this C2, right?
Maybe C3.
Okay, he's speaking to the tech guys in the background.
Okay, C3.
You don't-
Which one?
C3.
Okay, he's using C3 now.
Yeah, thank you.
Right, just give us a
Okay.
second to re-register you on that seat,
Okay.
okay, before you
Yeah,
start doing
yeah,
it.
yeah.
We
So
all
he's
do the ones
using
at one
C3
time.
now.
Yeah, I have to follow the correct structure as posted. And then there was an issue last night. And I do apologise for the software.
This is not my department. Be lucky, guys.
But I have to follow the structure as posted.
What did we say? It's like 2-4.
They said there was 3-6 next.
Yeah, we ended on 2-4 was supposed to go to 2-5.
Mainly on 2-4. Yeah.
Big blind will be Ahmed on seat number 5.
Button in line, eh?
Yeah, that's correct. No, small blind is Michael, big, yeah.
So we go 15-3 and then 2-3 and then 2-4 again.
Yeah.
Like this is fucking insane. Like it's just this can't happen.
You'll let me know what
Yeah.
This is all the people busted at 2-4. Like and they're not here anymore. And now we're going backwards. Like that's such a disadvantage to them. Like it's just crazy.
Okay. Alright, let the games begin.
How was it wrong though? What levels did we skip? Well, they skipped the levels. All these levels were played yesterday. Then what did they say? What was wrong in the structure?
Okay, raise. Up to 9,000. Raise.
So, good morning and welcome back to the Times Square Casino here in beautiful Pretoria. Weather is absolutely stunning outside. The jacarandas are shining their blossoms through. And we're still four-handed here in the 17.5k buy-in. Looks like Michael Rocco has woken up with pocket jacks here. I must just say there was a redraw for seats last night. And the order of players has changed. And the king on the flop might slow Michael down a little bit. I suspect he might c-bet here, just to find out where he is.
12,000 is a bet.
And he does. So 12,000 a bet, and Harold comes back over the top, repping the queen. Sorry, repping the king. Of course, Harold does have a pair. And Mike's going to call that off. Actually, I don't know if that's a raise. No, it's a call. Turn card brings a 2. No help for Harold. No flush draw, so he's got a bare 8. Check back from Michael. Queen on the river, and the river doth deliver. What a horrible game this is. 2 pair for Harold. And Mike's jacks are no longer any good. Mike's going to make a bet here. And I don't think there's any version of Harold folding. Maybe raising. Let's see. The bet of 12. Harold will take his time, be considered. He also wants Michael to think he's weaker than he is in the event that he might get a call here. And I suspect we're going to see a little raise here.
Harold.
That looks like a raise.
Okay, raise. Up to 7,200.
So 37,200, 25 more. And Mike Rocco see the 2 pair and realize he was riveted. Yep. It happens. And he flicks his cards across the table. And an unusual show of emotion from Mike. It's not really what he does. So a little bit flustered there. And Harold Brooks takes the chip lead. And number 1, I believe. What a strange game we play. So Delphi, one of our senior dealers, in at the side here, just helping Mike stack all those chips.
I'm on tilt. Not because of that hand. This whole fucking structure thing is so dumb. Like, seriously. How is it thinking that? You're supposed to have 12,000 in the pot right now, but you're at 6. And we're on the bubble. Like, this is insane.
So I apologize to our viewers for some bad language you may or may not have heard. Michael's on a bit of a tilt there, to use his words, not mine.
I know, but I should fold when you raise.
What happens to the best of us?
Yeah. I'm not worried about the luck. Just, I should fold it when you raise. I was just concerned. You have to have, like, exactly.
Ace Queen for Harold Brooks. So Harold, with his newfound wealth, will come out firing here, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, raise up to 9,700.
So it's early afternoon here on a Tuesday. Not a lot of ambient noise in the background, which is nice. So we're picking up a bit of player commentary, which is always good to hear.
120.
George Levine all in. Harold,
There's no way you're losing this hand.
I'm pretty sure Harold called there.
I don't want you to. I don't want him to win. I just.
No, I
Just because we're not going to make the money right now.
And 2 spades and a queen for Harold. So the sweat is on. Any spade, any king. Ace is good for Harold, 2 pair. Any
I wasn't saying that.
spade, and George Levine will
I understand. I'm
take
sorry,
the
I
long
wasn't trying
walk.
to be rude to you. That wasn't my
I don't know if George is going to rebuy or not.
It was
Let's
gonna be
listen.
hard for the tournament to end right now, given what happened.
You wasn't saying anything.
I wasn't saying anything.
I know what you
but
said.
it's not
I know.
fair. You know,
I'm
it's not
sorry,
fair.
like,
so I understand it that you want him to win.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I didn't want him to win,
That-
though.
Huh?
I said you misunderstood it.
I didn't understand. I heard what you said, but she's not in the hand.
Trust me,
she's not-
Harold, there's no way I wanted him to win, because now we're in the money.
You can say that now, but if you had told him that you don't want him to win before the hand, he would not have liked it.
Well,
If you had
that's
said,
obvious,
I don't
though.
want George to win.
That's obvious, though. George knows, like, we're in the money.
It
Harold,
doesn't make a difference.
I wasn't trying to be
I
rude
get
to
what you
anyone.
said, but it doesn't.
I promise you, like, I'm sorry if it came off that way. I wasn't trying to be rude to you or him.
But anyway, you understand this game.
I understand. I'm sorry, I just-
You know that you should not just. You should just
Yeah.
be quiet.
I'm just telling you, like, I wasn't trying to be rude. That wasn't my goal.
So Mr. Brooks giving one of the youngsters a lesson in manners. Nothing new on this poker table, trust me.
This should be it.
And I believe there may be a pause in play here. We're just going to get some confirmation from the tournament director.
That was a hard one to win, just like.
We haven't got a
seemed like
shot
we
of
were
the
gonna be on
timing
the bubble
screen. We'll have a
forever,
look
like
in a
you were
moment, see if it's been paused.
You were sitting there, yeah? So you didn't, no one was sitting next to you.
No,
Joe boy, but even was sitting here.
Sorry that I wanted you out, George.
120? No, 115, yeah. That was too crazy first match.
So it looks like we've got a pause here. We've asked the tournament director for an update.
So we wait.
I think what's happening is we're still in the rebuy period, but we're in the money.
Pretty much, am I right?
Yeah, so we're going to wait an hour and 86 minutes.
An hour and 86 minutes.
Jump back is gonna be
Yeah, you have to re-enter.
I'll give you some extra.
You have to.
I'll give you some. I'm not in the city of United. You should give me $3 grand on mine.
We okay with you sitting on? The three of us are fine.
So not a unique situation, but a very unusual situation where we are still in the rebuy period. And of course, you can obviously buy in, but the three players at the table are in the money.
I really never thought you were going to.
So they have to wait until the end of the rebuy period to allow people to carry on.
That's what I'm saying.
All that's going on in my mind is you're not going to lose this hand, you're not going to lose this hand.
So George is rebought anyhow, because it's worth his money and worth his time in terms of a bit of a gamble for him.
But now, you just said you do not have to redraw.
Yeah, he must.
He needs a new seat. Or regular seat.
Dave,
And the players are absolutely right. George can't join back at his original seat, he has to redraw a new seat. Let me just check the status. So it is a re-entry tournament, so therefore he does have to redraw a seat. If it was a rebuy tournament, he could stay in the same seat. So when we find out what seat George is going to be on, we'll amend our software.
you could have been putting in 4,000.
I think that Michael is not happy about it.
That's what I'm
Very
saying.
cheap.
You could draw the big line and still be. George, even when you, I mean, even if you win, even when you lose, you're gonna win.
I'm glad you didn't lose though, Harold, because you would have been upset. And I wouldn't want that. That's not my goal. That's not my goal.
Then I would have been on jump.
That's no good because I'm not trying to.
Mike Rocco's still apologising to Harold.
I know.
I have no idea what went on there, and I'm sure it's all very good fun and very amiable.
Correct?
George is coming in at seat number 3, so Michael has to go back to seat number 1. And George is on the starting stack. And we're on a new hand. How's about that then?
That was damage.
And we will reset our software. We'll put Michael into seat number 1, George into seat number 3. Ahmed in picture there, seat number 5, and I believe Mr. Brooks is in seat number 8. And George will come in with a starting stack. And we've had all sorts of excitement. We've had an all-in and a player knocked out.
Blinds are on. No, the blinds are still the same.
There's one big
small
one.
blind.
There's one big one.
Probably.
Repeat that.
There's one big one.
Oh, okay. That's small. One big blind on, yeah. That's it now. Thank you.
Okay, so it looks like we're set. We've got a dead small blind, Harold in the big, and Michael will be first to act in seat number 1. Just have to be careful there because he's on the corner and it's very easy to put your cards in box number 2 and not realise it. I've done it myself. Okay, Michael in the under the gun position. Ace-8 suited, four-handed, strong hand.
Raise up to 6,000.
Raise up 6,000, so min raised. Big blind is at 3,000. On the button, Jack-9. Fold. Harold Brooks already committed 3,000. 3,000 more to see a flop. Suspect we'll see the limp. Yeah, limps in. Bear in mind, Harold's already committed another 3,000 for the big blind ante.
That I don't mind.
3, 5, 7. So both players looking at straight draws here.
Of course, always. But the comment, I have no problem with the comment.
Harold comes out betting 11,000 by the look of it, and that'll get a fold out of Michael. And you'll see there George with a 50,000 starting stack is on 16 big blinds. And yes, we have spelled Ahmed's name wrong so that people can have complained online.
You didn't give us Mr. Breakfast. How is the breakfast?
We had 2 complaints already. Ahmed obviously has a fan club. I'm just kidding, the stream's not even live yet. I just spotted it myself. It's double R. We're just professionals at spelling Ahmed's name wrong over here. It's our new thing. Variations on a theme. So George Levine under the gun. Tipping the waiter, or waitress should I say, very nicely. Good work, George. Love your work. I bet he knew he was on TV. Ahmed 6-5 suited in the cutoff. 3,000 a call. Ahmed doesn't limp, by the way. That'll be a fold or a raise. So we have some strange legs in the background there. I think that's Delphi, our backup dealer, and our blogger, Mr. Etienne. Mike Rocco with Jack-10. Chance to join my club. He's going to raise it up, or is he going to flat it? It's a raise to 14 by the look of it. Raise to 8, sorry. And Harold is called with his raggy ace and gets rewarded. Both of them hit a pair on the flop. Harold's going to check his ace. Mike is probably going to smell something here, but he needs to just check where he is and put a few chips in. So 7,000 a bet. Let's see how long it takes Harold to flat this. It's a call.
10.
2 pair for Mike. So rolls are reversed from the previous time out. Looks like Mike's getting a membership to my Jack-10 club, unless Harold can spike an ace, a 7 or a 2.
River.
4 of clubs, no help for Harold on the river. Mike's got a lock on the hand. And Mike will take that one down. Nicely played, unlucky Harold.
Lucky turn.
So I'd like a big shout out to Jerica van der Merwe. Last night I said somebody had a birthday, but that was Jerica. I've sent her a birthday wish this morning. And for those of you who don't know, Jerica's the other half of Ricardo Rizzo, and just a charming, beautiful young lady. And happy birthday to you, model. And you've got your whole life in front of you. Enjoy. Happy birthday. And may you have a blessed birthday and be spoiled rotten.
But is it not re-entry? Is it freeze out?
Oh, it's a rebuy.
It's a rebuy. Okay, I didn't know.
I don't know. I don't know cheat. It's a rebuy.
Okay, no.
Pick again.
Okay, I'll say
3,000 to call.
back on right up to 17.
Yeah, I'll go over.
It was over 17.
Okay.
What is it about?
4K.
Raise up to 8,000.
Was it tonight? So 6 minutes.
All in.
So looks like we got it all in from Michael here. George gets out of the way.
So you got the whole field with you, anything under 17, so you should say, okay, 20, and I'll say, okay, that's the line, you know what I mean? So that's all the instructions. So I said 17, because otherwise you just got the whole, everything under 17, you know what I mean?
How many people does the other 4,000?
40, exactly. 40.
Did they,
I'll go 21. Keep having this building stuff when you have distraction.
Okay, so that's about, I'll go under.
You go under 21.
So it's, no, why I'm saying that because the pool cameras open the weekend, and they were more likely to be players than this is during the week.
This I just think it's a V1.
Raise up to 8,500. All in.
George all in with the ace jack, looking to spin it up here, and no customers.
And now you 4.
With 6 max. Literally, the line is 21.
You say more or less.
I say under.
Less than 21. How much is more than
I'm at 21 and over. The line is 21.
What do you think, Earl?
more than 21?
How's the thing? So just because tomorrow's the hard early, I think more people will, stay over tonight.
The people who are playing the higher roller tomorrow.
What
Not the
place
same
tonight?
people that's playing the
Tonight.
4,000.
I'm gonna play tonight.
Except for us, the people who are here.
Yeah,
What
suppose.
else are you going to do?
Yeah, no, but I mean, so except for us.
like-
So it's all the people that's here, us that's are here, and
Sure.
the other guys that can't afford the higher roller at all. You understand? That's why I said there'll be more. 4,000.
So George on the button here.
There'll be more than one.
You can't see his cards, but he's all in again, looking to spin this up very, very quickly.
The line's 21.
And once again, no customers.
You got 4 better. You got 4 better. Go 17. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
thought if I go 20, you're gonna go under. So I was like, if you were to fairly, I would have been 21. So that's why I was doing it. So now I figured you would go under 20 if I get 20.
So there's already
Like,
4
it's
people.
fair. Was what you
There's
know.
already 4 people.
But that's how we do it in our
It's
other
right. It's
guys.
a nice one.
You know, you call everyone pushes till you find, okay, you think that's a line.
And are they at the final table, the other two?
So we're going to see a lot of this action from George now. He needs to spin his chips up quickly. We're on the bubble here. 3 places get paid. We haven't published the prizes yet, on the basis of that people can still buy in. And I believe they can buy in for another 30 to 40 minutes, maybe a bit longer. My Rocco's having a look at the clock here.
And France won the trophy.
1-5.
Action on Ahmed. And all of the players will have tuned into the fact that George is in shoving mode here.
28,500. Raise.
Up to 27,000.
So that's a raise. Pocket queens, 3 bet to 27,000. Harold 9-10 off. Cracking cards if you'd ever saw them. And I'm not talking about how good they are, I'm talking about cracking the queens.
Call.
That's a call. Let's see what the flop brings. Maybe some excitement. Oh ho! Up, down, straight draw set of queens for Michael. 2 hearts on board, so Michael's probably going to bet this. Short-handed, there's also a trapper involved, but he'll want to get value from those queens. Yeah, here it goes. Maybe about 17 or 18.
18,000.
18,000 the bet.
All in. All in.
An all-in and a call. 2 cards to come. Up, down, straight draw, and a set of queens. So if the board pairs, it's all over. And Harold's looking for any king, any 8. That's simple. Any king, any 8, no pairs. Any king, any 8, no pairs. Any king, any 8, no pairs. Full house for Michael, and Mr. Brooks will pay it up. Fortunes change again on the feature table.
But you don't even get to, you're probably on the flop anyway.
Thanks, man.
So fair.
It was like lucky flop. I have 260.
You're the one-handed can call you, eh?
Huh?
You're the one-handed can call you. Can't fold.
Yes, to the same thing. How much is that, please?
I have 260.
I haven't put it up yet.
Haven't, 'cause the numbers don't come out.
266.5.
You can kind of maybe
Oh,
ask
do
Dave
it.
if you want.
Huh?
Yeah, so you can ask Dave as to what,
No.
I don't
Wait,
know
all
what
in.
the payout structure is. I know for top 2 730. I don't know what for 3. But you'll be able to tell you.
Yeah, ask the floor. He'll tell you the percentages.
I say is, I don't know if that is Harold out or not. We just confirming. I think Harold has been knocked out, but I do believe he's going to re-enter. Let's just listen in.
Happy.
Must be nice.
The blinds.
Top sets, chip into, on the half, 2.5 hours, river house, whatever.
Okay, blinds are up 2,000.
8,000.
Harold is re-entering, but he would redraw for a seat.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so on seat number 8.
Where's the button?
So Harold Brooks will re-enter. He's redrawn for a seat. His seat is moved from 7 to 8. So the order doesn't change, but in the event that another player joins, then of course those seats have to be vacant. So unlucky Harold with your all in there. It's unfortunate that Mike had the set of queens and the board paired up at the end anyhow. So that's how it goes. Unlucky, sir. Well played, Mike Rocker. And we will move on. So it's a dead button. Small blind is Mike Rocker. Big blind is George Levine, and Ahmed will be first to act. All exciting stuff.
The problem is you have too many outs.
Blinds are up.
Ahmed would have got there with only like 2 outs.
2,300.
One out.
So our stream should be... I know we've already got 2 viewers waiting.
Oh, check the bet.
Let him see a
So raise, sorry, 1.5 Mike Rocker to call. And I think it's a check by George. So George checked ace 4. Ace 4 is ahead at the moment. That's a jack. And the ace high is still good. Small feeler bet here. See where he is. Knows George is fairly short, but George is going to call this off quickly.
River.
7 no good. George Levine ace high good.
Queen.
Check, check. Ace high. Michael fold those. And George will pick up 6k there. Not a lot, but when you're short stacked, anything's good. Got to build. And the stream has just come online, and all I can see is the back of my head. So that would have been me briefing the guys. And in half an hour, you'll see that, of course. Or you'll hear me explaining my case, should I say. Ahmed looks like he might have a headache. Perhaps he had a bad oyster last night.
Raise up to 6,000.
So Michael raises it up, and George is got a nice hand here, not a shoving hand.
Call.
It looks like a flat call, and I think that's a sensible move. Ahmed folds, so 2 players to the flop. Jack, Jack, 2 diamonds. George definitely checking here. The bet in now just to see if he can make some value.
River.
That's a 7, no help for Mike. George needs to bet here. 8,000, I think Mike will fold. Okay, I'm just going to step away from the mic for a moment.
Same type of flop, huh? 2 jack, jack.
Took back up big blind.
Back my big blind, yeah.
Okay, raise up to 6,000. Raise up to 24,000.
I'm back just in time to see the 3 bets with Mr. Levine. It looks like it's a fold. Indeed. So who have we got on the stream at the moment? Who are early birds? David Fully Olivier, Clayton Barrett, Keenan Pinar, and Lydia Brudnick. Welcome, 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 welcome. to you guys. There are actually significantly more people, but I can't see you unless you're a Facebook friend of mine. So if I'm not giving you a mention and you want a mention, send me a Facebook request. And if I'm in the mood, I might even say yes. Just kidding. Just kidding. We need to keep all our poker buddies informed. And don't forget to get onto the Monsterjam page and subscribe and like us, and we'll make sure you get all the updates, all the information you need to number 1, attend, number 2, budget, and number 3, support your favorite players. And of course, last but by no means least, when the stream comes on and you get to listen to us and receive these wonderful pictures brought to you by Cardstream South Africa. So Ahmed's raising this up.
All in.
Donny Mjpt is also online. Nice to see you, Donny. All in from Harold Brooks. This is going to be a call. And we're racing. Harold Brooks has got pocket sevens versus ace queen. And the old adversaries are facing off again. There's the queen. Two outs only, just a 7. And au revoir, mon ami. Mr. Brooks is away. I don't know if Harold's going to rebuy here or not. I suspect not. I don't think there's a lot of value for him.
I was gonna call you anyways. What do you? Alright. What is the 36?
Sit open.
I was gonna call.
So we'll see from the dealer straight away whether or not Harold is going to rejoin the table.
Yeah, but it's the rule.
We made it this far.
Or maybe I'll come and spoil your guys' party. Yeah, just a minute or so before the watch.
I mean, that's the best. I mean, you probably should. I would recommend.
You see, just before, 1 minute
Yeah,
before
yeah,
they come and say, hi guys, I'm back here, huh?
Oh no, he's back.
How much is that? 14 minutes left?
No, we have another level after that, so
39
and then a
minutes.
break, so 55 minutes.
Yeah, so then we're gonna have another pink and that's right.
So what do 3 poker players do?
Welcome to Ronnie Albertsi on the stream.